Hey, hello, how do you do? Shady Doorags here, and welcome to the Beastars character alignment video. So, last week I did a video on the show Agretzko, and a lot of people told me to check out this show, Beastars, and I did. And I binged watched it, and I immediately wanted to make a video off of it. But this week I had a really hectic week, and I didn't really have time to put together a proper video for Beastars. There is still going to be a proper video. I'm still deciding on whether or not it's going to be a personal perspective, a character analysis, or both, whatever. But I really wanted to do some kind of video on Beastars, so I thought, why not a character alignment video? I really enjoyed when I did the BoJack Horseman one, and a lot of you guys said you enjoyed it too. So I would like to keep this going on the channel if I could. Last time I took some time out to explain the rules to you guys. I'm not going to do that this time. This time I'm just going to post them in the description. So if you want to know the rules about what makes lawful, good, chaotic, evil, you can check out the links in the description. You can just check out the description. So we're going to start over here with the dude himself, Legoshi. Legoshi is clearly lawful good. There is no getting around that. Legoshi is clearly lawful good. He doesn't like carnivores eating animals. He thinks carnivores eating herbivores. He thinks it's very important that people stick to those rules. He gets really mad when people deviate from those rules, even when it's not hurting anyone. He still gets extremely angry. That's like stereotypical lawful right there. And of course, he doesn't want to hurt anybody, so definitely good. Haru is more interesting. Oh, by the way, I saw the dub version. I believe the names are different in the sub version, in the actual Japanese. I saw the dub, so it was kind of confusing because I was looking up these names to make sure I got them right, and they were named differently in the places I checked. But I will be using the English names, the dub names. Haru is the more interesting one. So I believe that Haru is chaotic, and the reason I would make that argument is because Haru, the main thing about her is that she sleeps around, and that is, in their society, it is a taboo. I mean, it's taboo in our society as well, to sleep around like that. She doesn't care who she sleeps with, and the reason she does it, as it explains in the show, is that she doesn't like being looked down. She doesn't like people feeling bad for her. She doesn't like being pitied, and she's pitied all the time because of her size. So she's willing to break societal rules to get what she wants, and she does it more often than not in this regard. So I would argue that there's a case for chaotic. Now, good, neutral, and evil is where it gets to be slightly confusing, because personally, I don't feel like Haru is evil. I don't like labeling her that, but if we're going by my rules, technically she, with sleeping with people, she hurts a lot of people when she sleeps around like she does. She breaks up relationships, she makes guys feel bad because they're not the only ones in her life. Technically, she does meet the description. Again, I don't feel comfortable putting her there. I genuinely feel she's more neutral. And I guess I can make that argument because if you look at the rest of her life, she's not really hurting anyone. In fact, when she's with Legoshi in the subway, she actually saves him. And she could have just abandoned him there if she wanted to. So it's really iffy. I think it's just my bias. I like this character, and so I don't want to put her down there in the evil. But okay, for now I'm gonna put her down there, and then if at the end of the video I'm still feeling iffy about it, then we'll see. All right, so Louie is probably, of the main three, he's probably the most interesting in regards to alignment. Louie, he's very honorable, and because of that, I like to put honorable people in lawful, but I don't think he fits there this time. I think he's actually more neutral, and I would say he's definitely good. He looks after the herbivores, and he doesn't want them getting hurt. He has an anger towards carnivores, but he doesn't necessarily hate them. And what makes me really think that he's neutral is, at the beginning, you know, we see him breaking the rules, the school rules of performing in the play. You know, he's practicing with this guy after hours. It's against the rules. He has Legoshi to be the lookout. We also see him lying to people to keep up his image. He's sleeping with Haru, but despite the fact that he has a fiance, he is, and at the end, he has to debate on whether or not to rescue Haru. So I think he fits neutral good pretty well. Juno surprised me. Jeez Louise, she started out so timid and then became like this rival to freaking Louie. Juno is, I would definitely say she's good. She might be right there with Louie. She doesn't try to hurt, and in fact, she tries to help pretty much everyone. You know, she has the same goals as Louie. She wants to help the herbivores. She can get mean when she wants to, like when she was mean to Haru and when she was mean to Louie. But at the time, she considered them her rivals, and her quote. Another way to look at that would be her enemies, so to speak. Even though rival and enemy aren't the same thing, it's another way to look at it. But yeah, I think neutral good is there because she is willing to be manipulative. There isn't any specific set of rules that she would follow or break. Interesting story. After this, I have to go see my therapist, and I kind of have to demand my money back because my therapist told me that terrifying CGI Tony the Tiger didn't exist. And then I went and I watched Beastars, and lo and behold, terrifying CGI Tony the Tiger is there doing stuff. Also known as Bill. Bill right here is chaotic. I would definitely say he is chaotic. I don't think he's evil because all the stuff he did, you know, drinking the rabbit's blood and wanting to eat people at the black market, all of that stuff, he didn't think anyone was getting hurt. And in fact, with the rabbit's blood, he specifically mentioned, hey, it's somebody who donated the blood to me. You know, he gets consent from people. So, I mean, you could still argue that they're getting hurt. He's willing to hurt them as long as they give consent. But I'm not willing to go that route. So you could, I think neutral because he doesn't care if people get hurt necessarily, but he still tries to do what he believes is stand up, you know, be the lead in the play. He tried to get Legoshi mad because he wanted Legoshi to give a good performance. So it's not that he's not like willing to let other people, yeah, he's perfectly fine with other people getting hurt, but that's not the route he goes. He doesn't try to make that happen. All right, so going, I think that's how you pronounce it, going. I want to say Lawful because of how he was treating Legoshi. Probably Lawful good. I would probably put him at Lawful good. His goals are to help out carnivores. Well, his job is just to be security. But on the side, you know, he helps out carnivores who are giving into their desires. So I would say that's definitely good. He is willing to hurt people, but again, people he declares as enemies. You know, somebody's being hostile to you. You're not suddenly evil because you're willing to attack them or defend yourself. So I would say he's definitely good, and I would say he's lawful because he strictly believes in when Legoshi tells him, like, you know, I'm in love with this rabbit and whatnot, going is like, no, you're not. This is what happens to people who go down the path you are. I think there's a strong case for him to be neutral good. So I might change him later. For now, I'm going to leave him at lawful good. Alright, so Jack. He's a psychomaniac. Actually, he's the opposite of that. He's like the most good person. Yeah, he's lawful good. He's lawful good. You know, he's definitely good. He's got that goody two-shoes vibe going on. And when he finds the magazine in Legoshi's backpack, he gets all worried and whatnot. So he's definitely lawful good. Now, the Harlequin Rabbit, who I don't think she has a name. The Harlequin Rabbit. I put her on here because I think she strikes an interesting conversation. Because in this, she's presented as a bully. She's a bully to Haru. Haru, I don't like you. She's a bully to Haru. But she does it because Haru Haru had a fling with her boyfriend. In the dub, it just said they kissed, but knowing Haru, it probably went farther than that. But the thing about that is, she's willing to let Haru get hurt. But again, she sees Haru as an enemy, as a rival. That's not necessarily evil unless you're declaring somebody who is innocent to be your enemy. That's the only way I could justify that. I see her more as chaotic neutral. Like, definitely not following the rules. You know, she pushes Haru off a ledge thing. She dumps a bucket of water on her. She lets Haru get, well, she thinks Haru is going to get eaten by a wolf, and she just runs away and lets it happen. So yeah. Next up is Legom. Legom, I think is how you say it. Lawful neutral. Lawful neutral. Yeah. With how strictly she is about her pattern of behavior, and we don't really see her like hurting anybody or defending anybody or whatnot. I think that's a solid lawful neutral. I feel pretty good about that. All right, Tsugumi, the Tsugumi boss. Stereotypically, gang bosses tend to be lawful evil, and I'm going to put him there as well. Lawful evil. He was perfectly willing to kill Haru, perfectly willing to eat her, but he felt he had to go through a certain process in order for her to be the best meal that she could be. He was only willing to break those rules when he had no choice, and he got really mad when his gang members were roughing her up. Oh geez, just reminded that I have to give my therapist a second talk, because he also told me that terrifying regular teeth lion mare didn't exist. And lo and behold, the freaking mare. Oh, I am more scared of this mare than freaking Tsugumi boss here. Those teeth and those eyes, those are terrifying. Like, why? Who thought that? I think they maybe meant to make him look terrifying. Jeez. I mean, Haru herself is also kind of scary because she has different eyes while the other rabbits have anime eyes. But this guy, again, I thought he presented an interesting conversation, because you would think, a mare would be lawful, but he was willing to let Haru get eaten in order to A, avoid a panic, and B, he wanted to uphold the lion image that he had spent so long working for himself to present. So I would definitely say neutral, though you could argue good. I don't know if I would say, he might be true neutral or he might be lawful neutral. To me, he's giving off more of a lawful vibe, because he was only willing to let Haru die because of, like I said, he didn't want to incite a panic, and he wanted the general image of lion to keep looking good. So if it's to preserve the general image of lions, he's willing to do it. But at the same time, that is kind of a selfish desire. See, that's the tricky thing about lawful. It's like, it could be any set of rules, but the more general the rules, the more you can lean towards neutral. If it's just like, I just want to preserve my image, it becomes a bit more selfish. I think I'm going to leave him in neutral. True neutral. I think I'm going to do that. Alright, so like we did before, let's go over this one more time and make sure I'm happy with this. And I'm looking at some of these and I'm thinking I'm not. So, Legoshi, lawful good, definitely. Jack, lawful good, definitely. Going, I want to move him over to neutral. Good. And the reason I want to do that is because when the chips were down for Legoshi, Going, even though he was like, you shouldn't do this, it's an easy way to die, he was still willing to help Legoshi. So, and he wasn't you know, he was very lawful when it came to like carnivores trying to have a relationship with herbivores after they've tried to attack them. But at the same time, he was still kind of willing to look past it. You know, he gave Legoshi the magazine and he was like, maybe this is all that's wrong with you. So I feel more comfortable with him in lawful good, or neutral good. I feel more comfortable with him in neutral good than I do with him in lawful good. So Louie, neutral good. I feel pretty good about that. Juno, neutral good. Yeah, nobody in chaotic good. That's interesting. Legom, lawful neutral, yeah. Terrifying, regular teeth, small eyes, lion man, true neutral. Yeah, I feel pretty good about that. I know I was debating like lawful neutral or true neutral. I feel pretty good about that. Terrifying CGI Tony the Tiger. Jack. Chaotic neutral. You know what? I don't see him doing a lot of good things in the show. Even though, yeah, he's a leader of play, he hasn't really hurt anybody. I've never really seen him defend anybody either. So my hands are kind of tied. I have to leave him in chaotic neutral. The Harlequin. Chaotic neutral. My instinct wants to move her down to evil just because every scene with her in the show is her being mean to Haru. And, you know, looking at Haru, she looks like this innocent little bunny. And looking at Harlequin, she looks freaking evil. You know, that's the whole message of Haru, that everybody looks at her and sees innocence. The only person she's hurt is Haru. And Haru is her enemy. So, with that, I cannot justify moving her down to evil. I want to, but I cannot justify. That's the whole reason I put her on this list, because I keep thinking about it. I was like, I really want to move her, but I don't think I can justify. I think most people are going to argue against me. I think most people are going to say, Shady, you're completely wrong, and that clearly evil-looking rabbit belongs in evil. Tsugumi boss, definitely lawful evil. We have no neutral evils. And Haru, this is the big one. Do I want to leave her in chaotic evil? I just had to pick like the most innocent looking picture of her to put there. She looks so harmless. Okay, I'm very confident in my putting her in chaotic just because, you know, she's constantly sleeping around. That's clearly something she shouldn't do. She acknowledges it's something she shouldn't do, that she's lived a life that she shouldn't be living and doing that. It's just the only way she can get that emotion, what she wants. So it's basically saying she's willing to break the rules if it gets her what she wants. So that I definitely feel is more chaotic than it is neutral. Now, the problem here is evil. Saying that she's evil because she has no concern about the guy she's doing it to, nor the people they're in relationship with. And she does emotionally hurt people when she does this stuff. I don't think I can justify moving her out of chaotic evil. This is the interesting thing with using this rule set, this specific rule set, because I don't consider this to be what defines good and evil. But I have to use a strict rule set if I'm going to do something like this, because, you know, moving them here, it just doesn't, it feels like a cop-out. So if you want to argue Haru can be moved something else, feel free. Feel free to do it in the comments, because I'm doing it with myself, but I just can't justify it. She hurts people, and she's constantly breaking what is a well-established rule. According to my rules, that's chaotic evil. So, this is our final list. This is our final list. Lawful good. We got Legoshi and Jack. Neutral good, we have Louie, Juno, and what's the guy's name? Going, nothing in chaotic good. Lawful neutral, we have Legom. True neutral, terrifying lion, regular teeth, small eyes, mare guy. Chaotic neutral, terrifying CGI Tony the Tiger, and the Harlequin Rabbit. Lawful evil, the Tsugumi boss. nobody in neutral evil, and chaotic evil. I feel like such a bad guy putting her there. That's the point of her character, Shady. She makes you feel sorry for her, even though you shouldn't. You shouldn't do that just because of her looks. Well, not necessarily you shouldn't, but it makes her feel incredibly bad when you do it, because that's all the emotion she ever gets out of anyone. So that's the list, and let me know what you guys thought about it. Remember, if a character you wanted to see was not put on this list, it's because I secretly hate you. And let me know if there are any other shows you want me to do this with. Like I said, I have so much fun doing this stuff. Just putting different fictional characters in these kinds of categories. Also, I want to give a shout out to the Biz Kid who provided the music for this video. So I'm going to link his YouTube in the description. However, his YouTube channel is blank. I'm still going to link it though in case you guys want to contact him for some reason, like you want to commission him or whatever. But thank you, the Biz Kid, for the music. Greatly appreciated. And yeah, so look forward to that Beastars video coming out. With this whole quarantine stuff, I have a bit more time on my hands. I'm really trying to get back to 2 videos a week. I really want to do it. You should see miraculous videos coming back pretty soon, and I'm going out and doing some reviews, personal perspectives, and analysis. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, let's end the video. This has been Shady Doorags. So long, farewell, Auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye.